everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here, and if you're not new, thank you for coming back. I'm so excited for today's video because we're going to be reviewing one of my favorite indie brands. I have quite a few favorites, but this one ranks pretty highly. So today we are going to be reviewing the new 1-Up palette by Lethal Cosmetics. Now, if you haven't heard of Lethal Cosmetics, totally okay. They're an indie brand that's actually based out of Germany. So buying their products sometimes takes a little while to get. I actually did just find out though that there is a website called Camera Ready Cosmetics, and they have Lethal Cosmetics in stock, and it took me 2 days to get this palette. So a world of difference from when I order off of Lethal's website. So if you're in the US and you want to check them out, I definitely recommend checking out Camera Ready Cosmetics because then you can get your order so much faster. Now, I went back and forth as to whether I needed this palette because I was intrigued. I was very intrigued. The swatches were gorgeous, but I didn't really need it, you know? But I got it because after I saw a couple people use it, I was like, oh my God, that is absolutely gorgeous. So just to tell you a little bit about this palette, it's inspired by the arcades of the 1980s, and this palette features 3 UV reactive neon mattes, 3 classic mattes, 3 trichrome metallics, and 3 duochrome metallics. Whew! So after I saw people swatching it and after I read the description, I was like, yes, I want it so much. So I ended up getting it. I haven't tried it, I haven't played with it, I haven't even swatched it yet. But this is what the beauty looks like. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to properly show off the UV mattes in here because I don't have UV lighting. I wish I did. But I kind of feel like I just need to bring this palette with me whenever I go travel and find a bar with a bunch of UV lighting because that would be sick. But I figured what we could do is we could do some swatches first just to take a look at how everything looks, you know? I mean, they look fantastic. The bottom row, oh, it's gorgeous. And I think I'm gonna do what I always do and just do a different look in each eye to get kind of an overall first impression of this palette. Yeah, so let's get started. So this palette is broken up into 2 players, which fits the theme. You have player 1, which is a little more green leaning, and then you have player 2, which is, you know, your pinks, your purples, a little bit of blue in there as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, again, if anyone was worried, this is a fake plant exactly because of this. He likes to push it over too. I'm pretty sure this video is just gonna be about Kitty, but I'm gonna go ahead and swatch player 1 first and then player 2. So we have insert coin, which is kind of a chartreuse. I'm gonna do 2 layers on that one because it is pretty light. And then we have 8-bit, which is this green, like Kelly green, I would say. And then we have power up, which is a dark murky green. It's really pretty. For the shimmers, we have Split Screen, Final Boss, and Avatar. So those are the swatches for player 1. And now we're gonna go ahead and swatch player 2. So for player 2, we have Hit Point, which is a dark blue. Then we have Joystick, which is this pretty purple. We have Combo, which is bright pink. And then last but not least, we have the bottom 3, which we have High Score, Bonus, and Game Over. So those are the swatches of the palette. It's not a very big palette. It's got 12 shades, but they all look really gorgeous. So yeah, let's try some looks. So I think what would be fun is to do player 1 and just use those colors on one eye and then use player 2 in the other eye. And I definitely want to do something that represents the 80s, right? It's an 80s palette. I was born in the 80s, so I might as well do something that represents the 80s. I already went ahead and primed my eye, and I used, you know, my favorite, the Gimme Glow primer in Parchment. And let me see, I think like the majority of my brushes are dirty, and I seriously need to wash them. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Insert Coin up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that all over my upper lid. And I am going to a wedding at some point today, so I probably won't keep two different eye looks on, but maybe I'll pick my favorite and just stick with that. Oh. I don't think chartreuse has ever really been my color. I think I'm just very, very pale, but that's going on really nicely. It's very chartreusey. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just put 8-bit all over the lid. We're gonna just see how this goes. I don't really have a look in mind, but I know I want to use as many colors as possible. And I do like a good green, as I think everyone now knows if you've watched any of my videos. I think I want to do a video on my favorite greens from each brand because there's so many good greens out there and I want to talk about all of them. I'm going to go into Power Up and I'm going to go ahead and put that into the outer end of my eyes and just kind of fluff that out a little bit. Let's see if I have a brush that will let me do that. Now, I'm pretty sure some of these darker shades are gonna stain because they're very dark and they stain my fingertips just a little bit, which I don't mind, but I kind of want to give you a heads up that you may just want to be a little bit aware of that. Oh yeah, that's fun. Oh my gosh, that's a pretty color. So this is like a dark foresty green, and a lot of makeup artists are really impressive and can use black to like deepen out the ends of their eyes, and black scares me because I feel like I always end up getting it all over my face. But so far not a little bit of fallout, tiny bit of fallout, but not bad at all. You know, I did just finish watching the new season of Stranger Things. Did you guys watch that? I was a little disappointed. Like, I feel like I waited so long for the final 2 episodes to come out. And when they came out, I was, I don't know. It just felt like the entire season was just building up to the next season. So you didn't really get a conclusion. So nothing was resolved in that season. I guess you can say, spoilers, if you haven't watched it, just mute me now for the next couple seconds. I guess you could say that whole season was really just about bringing them together. Because, right, the previous season, they all got separated. They're all over the world. Half of them are in Russia. Well, Hopper's in Russia, and then Joyce goes to rescue him. And, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I think I kind of wanted more. I just feel like season 3 was so good. Like, I was kind of blown away by how good that season was. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Avatar now because that's a really pretty color. And one thing I like to do with the Lethal Cosmetic shimmers is I like to spray my brush first. So I'm gonna go in with my mini MAC Fix Plus. I'm gonna spray my brush just a little bit. And I'm gonna go in with a wet brush because it's gonna pick up better on the brush and it's gonna lay down a little bit better. And I'm just going to kind of, I think I'm just gonna put that one all over the lid. Ooh. Okay, that's very pretty. Okay. Wow, okay, so it kind of looks neon. That's really cool. That's really pretty. Okay. Oh my god, that's fun. That shimmer is amazing. Okay, so that was Avatar. So I managed to use all 4 of these colors. Not these ones. These are definitely a little bit lighter. But if these 2 work anything like Avatar works, they would be great toppers. And I think they'd really help accent whatever color you're layering them on top of. Yeah, let's go into the other eye now. And maybe it's me, you know, maybe I was just expecting too much from this newest season of Stranger Things. I just feel like I got talked up so much. And then I was just kind of like so excited for it. And then I don't know if it lived up to that hype. Okay, so I went ahead and I primed this eye and I let it dry just a little bit. I like the primer to be tacky, but not wet. And I think I'm gonna go into Combo, so that bright pink color. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that all over my lid. Ooh, it's pretty. I do love bright pink. I think I could definitely live in Barbie pink for all my life. Not necessarily like dress in all pink, but God, I love a good hot pink eyeshadow. Okay, so let's go into, I think we're just gonna follow the same format as we did with the other eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into Joystick, and I'm gonna put that all over my lid. Kind of pressing it into the crease as well. Yeah, I love purple too. Purple, pink, give it to me. Okay, I'm gonna kind of just go over the end of that with the pink again. And then, yeah, let's go into Hit Point and just put that in the end and kind of fluff that one out. Because I kind of like how that looked on the other eye. This one's not showing up as well. Okay, that's better. Just need to pick up a little bit more on my brush. Little bit of fallout. That is a pretty blue though. Ah, okay. I think that's another one that stains. So you do need to be careful. I already did all my base makeup and now I'm a little bit concerned I'm gonna have to redo it. But we'll see what we can do. So as you can see, it did get a little bit on my eye and it is definitely sticking to my face, but I'll see if I can clean that up in a little bit. Now, I think I'm gonna use two of these colors. I'm gonna use High Score and Bonus. I'm gonna use High Score more on the outer ends and Bonus more on the inner corners of my eye. Again, I'm gonna spray my brush with my MAC Fix Plus and go into High Score. This was the color I was most excited about. It was so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, and I'm just kind of dabbing that all over the lid because it's the 80s and you can do whatever you want, right? Oh my gosh, okay, this color is absolutely gorgeous. So this is definitely one of the multi-chromes. I don't know if like you can see a shift. I do think to really get the full impact of a duochrome or a multi-chrome, you have to use a dark base. So using a black eyeshadow primer just makes everything pop so much. Okay, now we're gonna go into Bonus. Again, same deal. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my brush. We need something kind of to make it pop, huh? So I'm gonna go in with Combo and I'm gonna put that in the bottom. I'm actually gonna go in with Final Boss on the other side. So this one right here, and I'm gonna put it under my waterline. See how that looks. Okay, that's really fun. I like that. Okay, let me go ahead and put on some eyeliner and some mascara, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final look. What do we think? Is it giving 80s vibe? I absolutely think it is. Let's kind of go over my final thoughts on this palette. I've already said it before, I really like Lethal Cosmetics. I really like their formula. They tend to come out with some pretty pigmented shadows, and their duochromes and their multichromes do take a little bit of work to use, but I feel like as long as you spray your brush and use a dark base, it really helps bring out the best of them. Now, I don't think this palette performs any differently than the rest of their stuff. I think it's amazing and I think it's fun. I've always liked how well their colors play with each other, and I think if you mix up player 1 and player 2 colors, you're still gonna get the same result. It's still gonna look fabulous. So if you're looking for a bright, colorful palette, or if you're maybe looking to try out some new multichromes or duochromes, then I do suggest this palette. Now, it does retail for $38, but again, if you're in the US, I highly recommend using Camera Ready Cosmetics to get this shipped to you because you get it so fast, like so fast. They actually did launch a few lip glosses as well to go with this collection. By the way, did I show you this? Isn't that cute? Right? Can you see it? It's cute, right? I didn't pick up any of the lip glosses. I'm kind of on a no-buy when it comes to lip glosses. I'm determined to finish one up before the end of the year. But the lip glosses looked pretty cool as well. I cannot buy any more lip glosses. Now, I am happy to have this in my collection. I can see myself bringing another palette in, a more neutral palette to use with this one, because there isn't a whole lot of neutrality in this palette. It's a bright, beautiful, pigmented, impactful 80s palette. So I can see it not being the best standalone palette, but with a collection like mine, I don't really mind. So yeah, I'm excited to have this. I feel like everything performed well. There was some fallout, but it was kind of minimal. It was there, but it wasn't terrible. Again, because the darker colors are super highly pigmented, I will say you will want to watch out for those ones. If you get them on your face, you may need to scrub a little bit. So definitely suggest playing with this a little bit and maybe doing your eye makeup before doing the rest of your face, just in case you get a little bit of fallout. I am so excited to have this in my collection. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!